Bible words and verses, what the Bible says. Genesis 7 verse 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Genesis 7 verse 17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. Genesis 7 verse 18. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. Genesis 7 verse 19. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. Genesis 7 verse 23. And every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. Genesis 7 verse 24. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Genesis 8 verse 1. And God remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark, and God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. Genesis 8 verse 2. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. Genesis 8 verse 3. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of the 150 days the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. In other words, the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat, and Christ rose from the dead in the 1st month, on the 17th day of the month, remembering that the 7th month later became the 1st month. In other words, Christ rose in the same month and day that the ark rested, beyond coincidence. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. Genesis 8 verse 9. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her, and pulled her in unto him into the ark. Genesis 8 verse 13. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry.